Hey there. It's been a bit since I've given an update on what's going on with my hip and with my general life. And so I had a big hurdle that was surpassed this last week, and I had metal testing, allergy test to see if I was allergic to any of the components that were put in my hip over a year ago. And I have bittersweet results that I'm not. I don't have any allergic reaction to the metal, which is bittersweet in that it would have given an explanation, because all of the tests that look as though my hip is infected are inconclusive. So we're kind of at this impasse where, do I live with this much pain for the rest of my life? Or do we go ahead and go in and remove the hip and start over? So I'll be meeting with my surgeon, my surgical team soon, and coming up with a plan for that. And in the meantime, social media is such a bizarre thing. And on the outside, looking in, it appears as though my life is just great. I'm gardening, which I am. I'm living my life. I'm creating content. I'm posting. I'm teaching occasionally. And that's all true and it's all valid. But I'm also really struggling. And the business that I created 18 years ago, teaching mindfulness and yoga in assisted living settings for people with neurological changes, is really changed for me. And the last few weeks I've really had to grieve that change, and I'm not physically able to do that work anymore, and I don't know that I ever will be. And so I'm in this place where, and if you've been watching my podcast or listening to my podcast, you may have seen that this is sort of edging, that I'm having to pivot. I'm having to make big changes, and that doesn't mean that it's all bad, because prior to my hip surgery, the replacement, I had wanted something more from my career and my job. I wanted to change more lives if I could. I wanted to be a bigger platform where I'm teaching yoga and mindfulness to people with dementia and Alzheimer's and brain injuries, but in a different way. And so I planted those seeds long before my hip replacement, and now I'm starting to see those little seedlings begin to sprout. And so, as always, there's two ways we can look at this. I can look at it as, this is terrible, my business is basically gone, or I can see that this has given me the time and the space to change and to let those seedlings grow into something bigger and better. So I'm working hard, but there's also grief in that my life has changed dramatically, and the things that I find joy in, like mowing the grass, gardening, pulling weeds, walking, lifting weights, all of that is incredibly hard. And I do it. I don't mow. I hired somebody. But all of it has changed. And the walk that used to take me 20 minutes now takes 45. And that's okay. So I'm grieving a season of my life that once was, and now coming into a new season with an openness. So I committed this week to have a better attitude, because if you've been around me the last couple weeks, I've not had a great attitude, and I think it's okay. I think the grief process is what it is, and we grieve things. We don't always just grieve losing a person. We grieve losing anything. And part of what I've lost is my identity as the go-to adaptive yoga girl in the Denver and Colorado Springs area. So that has been hard, and that's been a little ego check-in and a little attachment work of, am I attached to that? And how do I find service? Because I really want to serve. And so I have some great things coming. I've been working really hard online and completing a couple big projects that I've been committed to for a long time, and that feels really good. And I have some opportunities ahead of me that are still in the service world and still in the adaptive yoga world, but in a different way. And so I'm excited about that. But I've also learned that sadness and grief and frustration are also very real and valid feelings. So that's the update. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if this is my reality or if I will need to go further with surgical intervention to try this again and get rid of any lingering infection that showed up last year. So I'll keep you posted, and I am so grateful for this community and tribe and all the people in my life that I know and that I don't know, that I haven't yet met, that provide so much support to me and really give me a lot of grace. So I'm in turn trying to give myself the same grace and just welcome whatever comes. So that's the update. That's where I'm at. I'm outside my beautiful garden, and it's okay. Today's a good day. So thank you for being in my life, and stay tuned because there's more coming. All right. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.